being taken away from their parents. My children were taken away from me. 100,000 Americans every year are having their children, 200,000 because it's both parents, right? Are having their children taken away from them. This should not be politicized. It's not about race. Fentanyl doesn't care about race.
Well, that was an unbelievably powerful moment from a Michigan mother who lost 2 of her sons to fentanyl overdoses at a House Homeland Security hearing on the border crisis today. Joining us now is New York Congressman Nick LaLota, who sits on that panel. Congressman, good to see you.
Good to see you, Sean.
So I want to play an interaction you had with the sheriff of Pinal County, Arizona, and then talk about it on the flip side.
What impact, if any, in your opinion, would a wall or a fence or other physical barrier do to help you do your job, sir?
I'll answer the second thing first. The wall absolutely works. I mean, I have a wall around my house. It's not stopping anybody, but it's certainly deterring them from coming into my yard. It is a piece of border security. We got to put that together with the right amount of personnel, the right equipment. All of that works together to do it.
So, Congressman, according to reports, the Biden administration is now updating its immigration policy with a proposed rule that will kick out illegal immigrants who have not applied for asylum if they cross the border illegally or fail to first apply for safe harbor in another country. It would be implemented when Title 42 is officially over in May. How is that being received, and do you think it's actually this is actually something that they're doing, or is this a ploy?
Well, we need bipartisan help right away on this, Sean. I just got back a couple of days ago from the border, saw it with my own 2 eyes, confirmed the stats that we've seen. We understand the statistics on this. 1.2 million gotaways under Biden in the last 12 months, 100,000 fentanyl poisoning deaths in the last 12 months. Those two things are absolutely correlated. I saw it with my own 2 eyes when I was flying in a Black Hawk helicopter over the southern border. Many parts didn't even have a wall or a fence, Sean. People are coming across every day. Folks, Americans are getting poisoned every day to the tune of 250 deaths every day. The administration needs to take this more seriously. I'll believe it when I see it, though, Sean, if they start taking this a little more seriously.
Congressman, we saw President Biden bring this up in his State of the Union, even had a dad who had lost his daughter to fentanyl. And we heard that tragic story of that mom during your hearing. Do you feel like you have bipartisan support, at least on how to handle the fentanyl piece of this, to be cracking down more heavily?
Well, it's hard for anybody to deny the facts and figures on this. There are parents in every community throughout the country. I serve a New York, a Long Island district that's 2,000 miles north of the southern border. But we are a border county. We are a border state in New York because of the loose borders, because of sanctuary city policies. It's a fact that cannot be denied throughout this nation. And leaders of both parties need to get to work on it. Yes, we should get some. The president deserves some credit for mentioning 15 or 30 seconds of his hour-and-a-half State of the Union speech on border security that might stop some of the fentanyl. But I hope he provides more resources, more time. I hope he gets down to the border to take this issue seriously, because folks from across the country are dying every day. Fentanyl poisoning deaths are the #1 cause of death for folks between the ages of 18 and 45. The federal government needs to be a partner with state and local governments to put a stop to this right away.
You know, you talk about both parties. The thing that's interesting to me is that we're trying to deter folks from coming to the country illegally. Well, I just mentioned the Biden administration's new policy, and yet Washington, D.C., completely controlled by Democrats, just passed a new law that's allowing people in the country illegally to vote in elections here in Washington, D.C. What kind of signal does that send?
It's a terrible signal. You know, one of the tenets of our government is that to participate in it, you should be a United States citizen. And the fact that they're allowing in some jurisdictions non-citizens to vote erodes the very essence of our constitutional republic. And to do it here at our nation's capital is especially offensive. Being an American citizen is an awesome privilege. It's an awesome honor afforded to those who are either born here or go through the citizenship process legally. We should honor that by giving the voting privilege to only United States citizens. It's a tremendous mistake, the direction that the Washington, D.C. government is headed.
Exactly.
Congressman, we appreciate your time this evening. Thanks for being here.
Thanks so much.